Crossing the street, it seems easy enough, right? But at several crosswalks in the city, it's become a big concern. Police say they're seeing more and more drivers failing to yield at pedestrians in crosswalks. And why is it happening? Police say drivers are distracted. They're not paying attention. Efforts are underway to educate drivers and pedestrians about this important issue. Steve Antis has more.
You have to be alert at all times.
The Coon Rapids Police Department set up a demonstration in crosswalk enforcement at one of the busiest crosswalks in the city. Dressed in plain clothing, Detective Brad Johnson enters the crosswalk. And like bees to honey, it's not a question of if, but when a driver disregards our pedestrian.
We have a car coming east. Make sure that they stop here. Yep, they're going to stop. Whoa! Holy cow.
Drivers who fail to stop are quickly pulled over.
Hello, driver's license, please.
Since this is a safety event, the violation will not be recorded. Instead of a ticket, the driver gets a talking to about the state law for failing to yield to a pedestrian.
So we wanted to come out today and just spend a few hours, just help educating the public on the need to make sure we're paying attention at the crosswalks for those pedestrians. We try to keep an eye on the crosswalks quite often, especially at the beginning of the school year, the end of the school year, and now during the summer with a lot of people using the great trail system that Coon Rapids has, we really got to keep on top of that. We don't want the people to get laxed and just get used to driving on the road and not watching what's going on.
Inattentive driving has been found to be the top reason that drivers fail to yield to pedestrians in a crosswalk.
They can't just be, going about their business. They have to be paying attention to pedestrians, bicyclists, in addition to where they're driving. So don't just drive down the street thinking that, oh, there's no cars there, I can keep driving. If there's a crosswalk coming up, be very alert to somebody wanting to use that crosswalk. Because if the pedestrian goes into the crosswalk and there's plenty of time for that driver to stop, that driver is in violation.
And today, these lucky drivers get to take home that message.
All of the actions today, the people that we talked to, have been very dangerous. The last one was a high school student that actually recognized you standing there. Said she looked at you, even recognized you, but still didn't stop. Just went right through.
So she didn't have it out for me.
No, I don't think she was mad at you. But I mean, if she could recognize you, it certainly was enough time to react to you standing there and stop. I mean, she had enough time.
She should have went immediately to the brake and stopped.
I'm glad that you haven't walked out on a couple of those, because I think a few of those people, they would have ran you right over. They weren't even paying attention at all.
In less than an hour, Officer Bieberg pulled over a dozen vehicles, and each driver gave a different reason for not stopping.
A lot of the excuses were they were thinking about what they had to do or what they were going to do. And I want to make sure everybody's focusing on what they're doing. And that's driving an automobile. And when you come up to those crosswalks, we got to be safe and watch for those people.
Bike riders and pedestrians also need to take some responsibility for crosswalk safety.
Pedestrians and bicyclists don't just go out into the crosswalk thinking, hey, I have the right of way, I can just go out. Well, maybe you have the right of way, but if you get hit by a car and you're dead or seriously injured, well, what good is that? So you want to take the time, step out into the crosswalk, into the shoulder, but don't start crossing until you've made eye contact with that driver. And now it's safe to cross. And then you obviously want to look to your other direction and make sure nobody's coming so you can make it completely across.
The police department received a large number of complaints this year about drivers failing to yield to pedestrians in crosswalks, not only here in front of Coon Rapids High School, but Foley Boulevard and Sand Creek Trail, also Robinson Drive and 113th Avenue, and Crooked Lake Boulevard at Thorpe Park. With more folks out walking and biking this summer, you can bet the police will be watching the crosswalks more closely, all in the name of safety. If a driver fails to yield to a pedestrian in a crosswalk and gets caught, it's not cheap. A first-time offense will cost you $185.
Today, we were out for education and it was just a warning. Tomorrow, it's going to be a regular ticket. It's going to go on your driving record. You need to be really careful out here.
Everybody needs to be working together to keep it safe, not just the driver or not just the pedestrian, but everybody's got to be working to keep it safe.
And that's good advice we can all live with. I'm Steve Antis reporting for City Connections.
Last year, statewide, 5 people were killed and 300 people were injured in crosswalks. Here in Coon Rapids, there were also several close calls. That's why police are asking drivers to pay close attention and be aware of pedestrians at all of the city's crosswalks.